2019. Thank you, everybody, for attending. And let's start with welcoming Mr. Sal Van Kasteren this evening, joining us, replacing Ken Kopp. Sal, anything you want to say?
I'm honored to be able to sit with you guys up here. I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I know I got big shoes to fill with Mr. Kopp, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Pleasure to have you. If we could stand for the
Lori,
Pledge of Allegiance.
do you need to swear him in
To swear him in
as a
for,
member of the board?
do we have an oath?
Hmm?
I'm not aware of any oath.
Okay.
So
You've done it in the past.
You
Am I?
are in.
Okay.
if, I don't have the oath, but if you could give me the oath, I'll swear him in.
I don't have it. Okay.
Great.
Well.
So if we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our first order of business is to approve the minutes from our last meeting, March 13 of 2019.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion?
Second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. We're moving right through. Staff, any additions or deletions to our agenda?
No.
Sir?
Okay. Ms. Cohen, do we need to swear in any speakers tonight?
No, there's no quasi judicial matters on your agenda,
Strictly legislative, yes?
correct?
Fantastic. So then we have some new business, ordinance 2019-04 for the LDR update and resolution 2019-15 for adjustments to the development review manual. Ms. Kramer, I believe you have a presentation?
I do. And I will try to keep it brief. I don't want to bore you too much because you have already seen this article in its entirety. But I would like to present them both together, and then you would make two separate motions at the end, if that's okay with the board.
Please.
Okay. All right, so before you tonight is ordinance number 2019-04, Article 5, and Resolution 2019-15, the Development Review Manual, and I would like to enter them into the record tonight. The request is to modify Article 5, which is the development review procedures found in the land development regulations, and to readopt the development review manual with some updates that have resulted from the LDR rewrite that we have been bringing forward article by article. And in your staff report, you will see this table. This is a summary of the changes. This is in its entirety everything that changed from the first time Article 5 was adopted. If there's any items that you have specific questions on, I'll be more than happy to go through those with you. But in brief, we deleted vacation abandonments because they are now being processed through the utilities department. We made some changes, really just for consistency's sake from other articles, and modified things that were added to, for example, Article 7, we added the tree fund, so we had to come back and add a responsibility to our table for the tree board to coincide with that. And there were just some minor typos, corrections, grammar, things of that nature. And the one thing that we did add was some inspection language to the special use permits, equestrian permits, and seasonal permits. That language is typically found on the permit itself when it's issued, but there were some recent challenges, and we thought that it was better to actually put that requirement that staff, code, or the building department is, able to inspect the site during, at any time for the duration of that permit, to just have it in the code. The Development Review Manual, what you have already seen and recommended for approval that was approved by Village Council has not changed. What we have done is we've added some additional information, and I believe we'll probably do another update before the LDR is completely adopted. But we've added some landscaping information, some graphics on signage, lighting information, and some other resources that would lead the general user to some additional information to help them in preparing their applications. And as you know, the purpose of the rewrite is to streamline the process, to provide clear and accurate information, and to provide standards that are really based on Wellington's needs and desires. The land development regulations were adopted from Palm Beach County many years ago and have had minor changes over the years. However, it's now time that we address Wellington's needs specifically. And of course, it's to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the community. Just to give you a little bit of an update. So tonight, Article 5 and the Development Review Manual are what you're hearing and making a recommendation on. We have already brought Articles 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9 to this board, and we have taken them to council, and they have all been approved through first reading. And we've put them on the shelf right now, and we are currently rewriting Article 6, which is an extremely big part of our land development regulations and a very complicated article. Article 3 is also kind of in the process of the rewrite. However, it needs to be the last article that we do because it is specifically definitions. So as we add things, we obviously want to make sure that we incorporate everything we can into the definitions. And so we are working on that now, and we will be processing those over the next 2 months or so. So you will be seeing those shortly. And then our goal is to be able to take everything back to council for second reading and have one adoption of the new land development regulations. And staff recommends approval of Ordinance 2019-04 and Resolution 2019-15 to modify Article 5 and update our Development Review Manual.
It's been a fabulous job and a laborious job in putting that together, and I'm sure you're as excited as anyone else that it's coming to a
To
conclusion.
an
You can
end.
see the light.
Yes, we are.
Since you presented them as one, are we voting them on as one?
Separately.
Separately.
Separate. One is an ordinance,
And one is a resolution.
and the ordinance requires a public hearing.
Ah, very nice.
So you need to
so-
open the public
So I'm going
hearing.
to open public comment for,
You need a motion and a
Motion
second.
to open the public
is
comment.
there a second?
Second.
Great. Open public comment. Do we have any cards? I'll call for public comment one more time.
Motion to close public hearing.
Motion closed.
Second.
Seconded. That'll conclude the public comments. Is there any discussion on the ordinance?
I'm content with it.
Looks good to me. I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 2019-04, Article 5 of the Land Development Regulations.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. And the resolution does not require a public hearing?
No public hearing is required for that.
So is there a motion to approve resolution number 2019-15 for the Developmental Review Manual?
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2019-15, the Development Review Manual.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. That'll conclude the new business unless there's something staff has that we don't know about.
I did a little quick research on my phone here,
Research.
and I do not believe that planning and zoning board members are required to take the oath of office, and so I think you're a full-fledged member.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Any comments from the public? Do we have any cards?
Do we need to open that?
No,
No.
no.
Any comments from staff? Mr. Basehart?
Well, I'll start out. At your last meeting, the minutes for which you approved this evening,
We did.
you considered the nightclub ordinance, and you unanimously recommended approval of that ordinance, and it has since had both first and final hearings with the village council. In fact, they adopted the ordinance Tuesday night, so that's now in effect.
Okay.
Good work.
Thank you.
What do we
And,
have coming up?
Pardon?
Anything you can mention coming up?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll let Corey introduce that. I might butt in from here time to time, but we've got a list.
So we have a couple of projects that you will be seeing hopefully soon here. Other than, as I mentioned, the continuation of our rewrite Article 6 and Article 3. We have the Players Club on Surrey West, which will be coming forward with multiple applications to modify that site for residential. And I do have some details. I don't know if you want to go through.
Yeah,
the-
we might, unless you guys want to get going right away.
Have they made application?
They have made application. We have a comprehensive plan, a zoning text amendment, a comprehensive plan map amendment, a master plan, and a site plan. And basically, once they get through those applications, the end result is they've submitted for a 4-story, 50-unit condominium with about 120 underground parking spaces and a separate 8-unit townhouse building with 14 underground parking spaces. So that conceptual site plan will come forward with their master plan and the rest of their amendments. So you will see that. St. Rita's Church, they are currently in for a site plan amendment. They're going to be demolishing one of their buildings and building a new building on the north side of the site. And they will be coming forward with a conditional use application for a preschool daycare facility. So the site plan will be part of that, but the site plan is something that's really done at an administrative level. But what you'll have to make a recommendation on will be the conditional use, which we'll have a full analysis for you on that.
That's at Big Blue Trace and Paddock?
Yes.
Yeah.
Access Residential at Wellington Green PUD over at the mall. They have an application in which has 2 parts to it. One is for the area just adjacent to the Access Residential, and the other one is within the plaza where H.H. Gregg is. Was, yes. I believe Urban Air has now opened there. And their application is to reduce the size of the preserve areas, and they want to eliminate the one within that's behind the Starbucks and La Granja, and they are going to only reduce the one near Access by a small portion, and they want to add.
If you have your cell phone near the microphone, you may need to move it.
I'm not familiar with those preserves. Are those equestrian preserves? Are they natural preserves? Are
No,
they water
they're-
retention ponds?
When the mall was approved, the mall project overall was a development of regional impact, and it was approved by Palm Beach County. And then subsequently, the mall developers annexed the property into Wellington, and actually the construction occurred in after they were annexed. But the original master plan has numerous small preserve areas, and basically they're all isolated areas with cypress in them, and some are wet. And they were just designated on the original master plan, which still prevails today, as preserve areas. They're not equestrian preserves. They're not active areas of any kind. They're just vegetative preserve areas. And on the one by the Axis Apartments, what they're proposing to do, that one's like a 15-acre or 16-acre preserve, and they're proposing to reduce it by a little less than 50%. And what, you know, and they have to get permits from the Water Management District and the Corps of Engineers, and that waiting for those permits is what's been holding the processing of their applications up to this point. But they're pretty close to where they can move forward now. And they're going to be required by the Corps and the Water Management District to mitigate them. I think predominantly it's going to be by buying into mitigation banks. And if anybody wants to talk about how that works, I'd be happy to discuss it. But and the one by the project by the Axis Apartments, although they're reducing the preserve, part of the deal is that they're going to go in and clear all the invasive vegetation out and reestablish and improve the quality of the preserve. So that's what those are about. And the hang-up, or the delay in getting into the public hearing process, because the applications have been in for months, is that until they get an indication of approval from the Corps and the Water Management District, we can't really move them forward, and there's no point in moving them forward, because if they don't get those environmental permits, they can't do it.
It will be eager to see what they present and how it impacts the community.
Mhm. And then the last project on the list right now, this could change obviously, but the one that the other one that requires public hearing is called Lotus, and it is formerly known as the FINA property. It's located off of State Road 7, and there is a mining operation that's at that site now, and it's just north of the hospital. They have actually sold the property, closed on the property. They've submitted applications for a comprehensive plan map amendment, a rezoning, a master plan, and a site plan. And the two of the three public hearing comments are actually only for an additional 10 acres that was recently annexed, that they are adding to their project that they acquired from Palm Beach County. And so now they're requesting to have the same land use and zoning that the other portion of the site has. And then they'll be presenting a master plan and a site plan that will contain a mixed-use development of retail, multifamily, medical office, an assisted living facility, recreational area, and they're going to keep about 25 acres of the lake.
The overall project is 65 acres.
Keep 25 acres of lake. It'll be, again, interesting to see how they present, what the density looks like, and how that impacts the community. Anything else from staff?
That is it so far.
Exquisite. Anything from the board? Mr. Van Castren?
I'm good.
Ms. Martinez?
No, I'm sorry.
Mr. Roberts? No problem.
I'm good.
Mr. Shulman?
I'm excellent, thank you.
I am excellent as well. Well, then we'd be looking for a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Have a nice night. Thank you very much.
Thank you.